So the next thing we're gonna try to prepare or work on is our pigs in a blanket. There's a lot of ways to do this. You can go out and buy some of that already made dough that they turn into like little croissants or biscuits and flatten it out. Or even I once did it with pie crust. Those pie crusts that you roll out that's not cooked yet, and you cut them and you make it. Or you could just buy them already made. So this is pizza dough. Okay. Water, yeast. What else do they put in pizza dough? A little salt, and that might be it actually. And then you knead it, and you put in and proofs, and you bring it back down. To be honest, I just bought this in the store. You can go to your local pizza shop, and they'll even sell it to you plain. Okay. So you get your pizza dough. Okay. Now, a couple of things. I got a knife here, which I may or may not use. I have a rolling pin. Now this is a regular traditional, I don't know where it originated from, so I'm going to say the American style rolling pin. It has two handles, and you know, it's pretty easy to use. This one is basically a French rolling pin. Okay, I like it for certain things a little bit better, just the way it feels, and allows me to be kind of rough with it. And sometimes you want to be rough, you know, just, you know, sometimes you want to be a little gentle. You use this one, you know, or maybe you go, you know, combine both things. I don't know. Depends how much wine you drink. Anyway, if you don't have these things, find a stick, like a broom or something, cut that thing to about 12 inches, okay, or whatever you like, and you roll that. You could use that to roll it out. There's a lot of things you could do, okay. I think for now, we'll put this here, okay. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our dough, okay. I already put a little flour, and the flour is just, right now, just so things don't stick, okay. So I'm gonna take the dough, and I'm gonna cut it in half, okay, and put that aside. Then I'm also going to probably take that one, because I think it's gonna be too much anyway. Cut that, and I'm gonna keep a quarter of it for now, okay. Make sure you roll it on the flour so things don't stick, okay. And then by hand, no, I'm not that good. You don't have to do that. This is not pizza. Just really manusearla, you know, put your hands in it, feel it, get it to be your friend and trust you. And then I'm gonna take the French one. And what you want to do here is you want to put a little flour on that as well. You don't want anything sticking. All right. Basically, you're gonna roll this out in different directions. You're just trying to get it to thin out. Okay. Turn it over. Again, never a lot of flour, just some. You could do this. This helps stretch it, by the way. Again, see that? It starts sticking a little bit. Just a little more flour. Okay. It's already looking like twice the size it was, right? So when it's about as flat as you think it's gonna get, alright, you take it, and what you're gonna do is, one way will be a little longer than the other way. See, this way is shorter, this way is longer. Okay, so take the longer way, set it up like so, and you're gonna cut it. Now, you could just use a knife and come right across and cut strips, okay? what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this thing. This thing, I went to Little Italy, and the guy sold it to me for $7, I think it was. Wooden handle, and it's really a tool that they use to make raviolis. This is what you cut the pasta with and seal the ravioli, right? So I like it because it lets you be pretty precise. And I don't know if you can get in here close, but it puts these ridges on the pasta that makes it kind of fancy looking, right? So all we're gonna do is make a bunch of these. That's amore. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That's amore. Okay, so we have here hot dogs and Swiss cheese. Okay, this also works really good with bacon. Bacon is good with everything. Okay, so you take your hot dog, right? And you take your cheese. I use Swiss cheese. You can use Munster. You can use mozzarella, whatever you like. I would take a cheese that's, you know, holds together pretty well, but will melt some. Okay, now when you put this on, you want to put it on kind of tight. Okay, that there's no air. Okay, make sure you have nice clean hands because you're going to touch every single one of these. Yeah, there you go. Some of you are going to be much better at this than others. I don't judge. And take your strip. As soon as I held it, you see it starts getting longer, right? And then you're just going to come around. And you're going to come around like this. It doesn't cover every single part. That's okay. I want cheese oozing out of this thing at the end, you know? And then you take it. Here I have a baking sheet. We call this a half sheet. With a piece of parchment paper. You can spray it if you want, but realistically, I don't think this is going to stick. And you put it there. Okay? I got about 1,000 more of these to make. We'll be back. Alright, so this is the finished product. Well, before we cook them. You have the dough wrapped around the cheeses inside. If you have little spaces like some of them do and they look like the mummy, that's okay. I like when the cheese kind of oozes out a little bit and caramelizes. Okay, so we're going to put them in the oven, but before we do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray them. This is an olive oil spray, but you can use whatever flavor you like. Just lightly, because it'll give it a little browning effect that always looks nice. Okay. And then I have the oven set up at 375 for about 10-15 minutes. Just keep your eye on them. Don't let them get too brown, like a light brown. And we'll check them in a little while. Okay, so 10-15 minutes have passed. To be honest, 10 minutes they were pretty much ready already. And they look good. They're cooked. The cheese is inside. It's gooey. And then just because it's, you know, we want to make them as healthy as possible and flavorful, we are going to take, this is Pecorino Romano. It's a pretty good cheese. I pick it up again in Little Italy and just make it snow. And you'll see that it makes it prettier. And because they're still very hot, this cheese will melt right on the crust. So you can call them Roman Parmesan pigs in a blanket if you wanted to. Or wild boar. I think that's what they ate in Rome back then. And that's it for that. Well, guys, thank you for watching.